The sound of the car engine faded as Anna stepped out, clutching her small bag tightly. She glanced nervously at the large house in front of her. It was nothing like the quiet, simple home she had shared with her parents before the accident. Now, this was her new reality, a house full of strangers, and 6 boys at that. Mrs. Nwosu, a warm and cheerful woman in her late 40s, greeted her at the door with a welcoming smile. "Anna, welcome to your new home," she said gently, holding Anna's hand. "I know this is a big change, but I hope you'll feel comfortable here soon." Anna nodded, forcing a small smile. She followed Mrs. Nwosu inside, her eyes scanning the living room. It was spacious but cluttered, with a mix of toys, books, and random objects strewn across the floor. The noise of boys arguing and laughing echoed from somewhere upstairs. "Don't mind the mess," Mrs. Nwosu said with a laugh. "It's hard to keep things tidy with so many boys in the house. Come, let me introduce you to the family." As if on cue, the sound of hurried footsteps filled the room. 5 boys of varying ages came tumbling down the stairs, each one stopping abruptly when they saw Anna. "This is Anna," Mrs. Nwosu said. "She'll be staying with us now, so I want you all to make her feel welcome." The eldest, Daniel, stepped forward. He was tall and serious looking, with a calm demeanor that immediately set him apart. "Hi Anna, I'm Daniel. Don't worry, you'll get used to the noise eventually," he said with a kind smile. Next was Michael, who stood slightly apart from the others, his guitar slung over his shoulder. "I'm Michael," he said simply, offering a nod. Ryan, the mischievous one, grinned widely. "So you're the new girl? I'm Ryan. Welcome to the jungle." Tom barely looked up from his tablet as he muttered, "I'm Tom. Nice to meet you." Ben, the smallest of the group apart from Sam, gave Anna a cheeky smile. "I'm Ben, and I'm the coolest one here." Finally, Sam, the youngest, peeked out shyly from behind Daniel. "Hi," he whispered, his big eyes full of curiosity. Anna managed a small wave. "Hi," she said quietly, overwhelmed by the whirlwind of personalities in the room. The introductions were barely over when Ryan started teasing Ben about his hair, and Michael plucked a few random chords on his guitar, adding to the chaos. Anna stood there, unsure where to fit into this noisy, boisterous family. "All right, boys, enough," Mrs. Nwosu clapped her hands, restoring order. "Anna's had a long day. Let her settle in." She turned to Anna and smiled. "Come, I'll show you to your room." Anna followed her upstairs, feeling a mix of apprehension and curiosity. The room she was given was small but cozy, with a bed, a wardrobe, and a desk by the window. It was the first moment of quiet she'd had all day. As she unpacked her few belongings, she couldn't help but wonder if she would ever truly feel at home here. The boys were loud, unpredictable, and so different from anything she was used to. But somewhere deep down, Anna hoped that maybe, just maybe, this chaotic house could become her safe place. Anna sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the framed photo of her parents she had placed on the desk. Their smiling faces brought a bittersweet ache to her heart. It had only been 2 months since the accident, and the pain of their absence was still raw. She missed the way her father always hummed a tune while cooking dinner, and the long talks she had with her mother late at night. The house was quieter now. Most of the boys were outside playing soccer, but even in the stillness, Anna felt the weight of her grief. She had replayed the events of that day over and over in her mind. One moment they were on their way home from church, and the next, everything had changed forever. A soft knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. Mrs. Nwosu stepped in, her warm presence filling the room. "How are you settling in, Anna?" she asked gently, sitting beside her. Anna hesitated before speaking. "I miss them so much," she said quietly. "I wish they were still here." Mrs. Nwosu placed a comforting hand on Anna's shoulder. "I know, my dear. They loved you so much, and they would be so proud of how strong you're being." Anna nodded, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Thank you for taking me in. I know it was my mum's wish for you to look after me if anything ever happened, but it must be hard with so many boys already." Mrs. Nwosu smiled warmly. "Your mother was my best friend, Anna. When she asked me to promise I'd take care of you, I didn't hesitate. And as for the boys, don't let them scare you off. They'll come around. Eventually. Anna gave a small smile. Despite the chaos of the household, she was grateful to have a place where she felt wanted, even if it didn't quite feel like home yet. Loud voices erupted from the backyard. Anna and Mrs. Norsu exchanged amused looks before heading downstairs to see what the commotion was about. Outside, Ryan and Ben were in a heated argument over a penalty kick, while Daniel tried to mediate. Michael was strumming his guitar on the porch, seemingly uninterested in the chaos. "Ryan, Ben, enough!" Daniel's authoritative voice boomed, but the younger boys ignored him, escalating the shouting match. Anna watched from the doorway, unsure whether to step in or stay out of it. Suddenly Ryan spotted her. "Hey Anna, you be the referee," he called out, waving her over. Caught off guard, Anna hesitated. "Me? I don't know anything about soccer," she protested. "Perfect. That means you'll be fair," Ben said, grinning. Reluctantly, Anna stepped onto the makeshift field, her awkwardness evident. The boys explained the situation, each exaggerating their side of the story, and Anna tried her best to mediate. When she finally made a decision in Ben's favor, Ryan groaned dramatically. "You're supposed to be on my side, Anna." "I'm on nobody's side," Anna replied, her lips twitching into a small smile. For a moment she felt a flicker of warmth. Just maybe this house and these boys could offer a kind of family she hadn't expected. The buzzing chatter of students filled the air as Anna followed Michael through the crowded hallways of their school. It was her first day, and the sheer size of the place made her feel even smaller than she already did. "You'll get used to it," Michael said over his shoulder, noticing her nervous expression. "Just stick with me for now. I'll show you around." Anna nodded, clutching her books tightly. The stares from other students didn't help her nerves. She caught snippets of whispers as they walked past. "Who's the new girl? She's so pretty. Isn't that Michael's sister?" Sister. The word felt strange to Anna, especially since she barely felt like she belonged in the Nwosu household yet. As they approached Michael's locker, a striking girl with long braids and a confident air leaned against it. She was dressed impeccably in the school's uniform, her accessories carefully chosen to stand out. "Michael," the girl said with a sweet yet sharp tone, her eyes flicking briefly to Anna before returning to him. "Hey, Emma," Michael said, sounding slightly less enthusiastic than Anna expected. "This is Anna. She just transferred here. She's part of my family now." Emma's smile didn't reach her eyes as she turned to Anna. "Oh, so you're the new girl everyone's talking about," she said, her voice dripping with feigned kindness. "Welcome." "Thanks," Anna said softly, sensing the tension beneath Emma's polished exterior. Michael, seemingly oblivious, checked his phone. "I've got to grab something from the music room. You'll be okay, Anna?" Before Anna could answer, Emma interjected, "I'll take care of her." Michael gave a distracted nod and walked off, leaving Anna alone with Emma. The moment he was out of earshot, Emma's expression shifted. Her smile turned icy as she crossed her arms. "So you're living with Michael now? Must be nice, being a charity case." Anna blinked, caught off guard by the sudden hostility. I'm not a charity case," she said, trying to keep her voice steady. Emma tilted her head, her eyes scanning Anna from head to toe. "Sure you're not. But just so we're clear, Michael and I have been together for a long time. He's mine, and no little adopted sister is going to change that." "I'm not trying to," Anna started, but Emma cut her off. "Good," Emma said with a saccharine smile. "Because someone like you don't belong here, you're just temporary." Anna felt her cheeks flush with a mix of anger and embarrassment. Before she could respond, the bell rang, and Emma sauntered off, her confidence as unshaken as ever. Throughout the day, Emma's words echoed in Anna's mind. The whispers, the stares, and now Emma's pointed remarks all seemed to reinforce the nagging feeling that she didn't belong. Not in the Nwosu household, and certainly not here. But as she sat in her last class of the day, Anna clenched her fists under the desk. She hadn't come this far, endured this much, just to let someone like Emma intimidate her. If Emma thought she could scare Anna away, she was wrong. Anna stood at the sink, washing plates after dinner. The boys were outside in the backyard, laughing and playing. The noise didn't bother her anymore. She was starting to get used to it. But things hadn't been easy. Ryan and Ben loved to tease her. They'd hide her things or call her the quiet girl in a funny voice. It had annoyed her at first, but now Anna was ready to stand her ground. One day, Ryan snatched her schoolbook and held it high above his head. "Come and get it, shorty," he teased, grinning from ear to ear. Anna put her hands on her hips. "Give it back, Ryan." "Why should I?" he said, laughing. Anna smiled slyly. "If you don't, I'll tell Mom about the snacks you took from the kitchen last night." Ryan's face fell. "You wouldn't." "Try me," Anna said confidently. Ryan sighed loudly but handed the book back. "Fine, you win." From that day, the boys saw Anna differently. She wasn't just the shy girl anymore. She could stand up for herself. Slowly, they started treating her like one of them. Even Daniel, who was always serious, began to notice her efforts. One day, when she helped organize the boys to clean up the house, he said, "Good job, Anna. You're keeping them in line." Hearing that made Anna feel proud. Michael was still her favorite. He always helped her when she needed it, and he was kind. But his girlfriend Emma wasn't happy about how close Anna and Michael were becoming. One Saturday, Mrs. Norsu organized a family barbecue to celebrate Anna's first month with them. Friends and neighbors came, and the backyard was full of people. Anna wore a simple dress and helped serve food with Mrs. Norsu. Emma was there too, standing close to Michael, but her eyes kept watching Anna. She didn't like how everyone was praising Anna's hard work. When Emma overheard Anna practicing a short thank you speech, she saw an opportunity. Before Anna's toast, Emma secretly switched Anna's drink with one mixed with vinegar, hoping to embarrass her. When it was time for the toast, Anna stood up nervously. She held her glass and said, "I want to thank the Norsu family for taking me in and making me feel like part of this home. I don't know what I would have done without them." Everyone clapped. Anna lifted her glass and took a sip. The taste hit her immediately. Sour and bitter. She froze, her face showing her shock. Michael leaned forward. "Anna, are you okay?" Anna quickly set the glass down and smiled weakly. "I'm fine," she said, but her eyes darted toward Emma, who was hiding a laugh. Mrs. Nwosu noticed. "Emma, what did you do?" she asked sharply. Emma stammered, I didn't do anything." But Daniel, who was standing nearby with his fiancée, frowned. "Emma, stop lying. If you're causing trouble, maybe you shouldn't be here." Embarrassed, Emma stormed out of the barbecue. The family tried to move on from the incident. Later that evening, they sat around the fire, sharing stories and laughing. Anna looked around at everyone. For the first time in a long time, she felt like she belonged somewhere. Maybe this was home after all. It was a typical Saturday morning in the Nwosu household. The boys were scattered around the house, some playing games, others lazing about. Mrs. Nwosu was in the kitchen preparing lunch, and Anna was reading a book in the living room when Daniel burst in, looking frantic. "Has anyone seen Sam?" he asked, his voice sharp. Anna looked up. "I thought he was outside." "He was," Daniel said, "but now he's gone. I've checked the backyard, the street, everywhere." The atmosphere in the house shifted instantly. Everyone sprang into action. Michael grabbed his phone to call Sam's friends, while Ryan and Ben rushed outside to search nearby. "I'll check the park," Anna offered, already heading for the door. Mrs. Norsu's face was pale with worry. "Be careful, Anna," she said. The park was quiet, with only a few children playing. Anna's eyes scanned the area until she spotted a familiar figure sitting alone on a swing. "Sam," she called, running toward him. Sam looked up, his face streaked with tears. "Anna? What's wrong? Everyone's worried about you," Anna said gently, kneeling beside him. Sam sniffled. "I just wanted to be alone. Ryan said I'm too small to play with them. He's always teasing me." Anna's heart ached for the little boy. "Sam, you're not too small. You're just as important as anyone else in this family." "But they don't think so," he mumbled. Anna sat down on the swing beside him. "When I first came here, I felt like I didn't belong. But you know what? Sometimes you have to show people how special you are. You can't let anyone make you feel small. Sam wiped his eyes. You really think so? I know so, Anna said with a smile. Now come on, let's go home. Everyone's waiting for you. When Anna and Sam walked through the door, relief washed over the entire family. Mrs. Nwosu hugged Sam tightly, scolding him gently for running off. Anna found me, Sam said, looking at his brothers. She said I'm important too. Ryan looked guilty. I didn't mean to make you feel bad, Sam. I was just joking. It wasn't funny, Michael said, his voice firm. Anna's right. We all need to do better. The family sat together in the living room that evening, talking and laughing. Even Emma, who had come over to check on Michael, seemed quieter than usual. She gave Anna a small nod, a grudging acknowledgement of her effort. The boys treated her with newfound respect, and even the teasing seemed more playful than mean. Mrs. Nwosu pulled Anna aside as the evening wound down. You've brought something special to this family, Anna, she said warmly. I don't know what we'd do without you. Anna smiled. For the first time since losing her parents, she felt like she truly belonged. It was a sunny afternoon when the doorbell rang unexpectedly. Mrs. Nwosu, busy folding laundry, called out to Daniel, who was closest to the door. Daniel, can you see who that is? Moments later, Daniel returned to the living room with a tall, well-dressed woman. Her sharp heels clicked against the wooden floor, and her perfume lingered in the air. Good afternoon, the woman said, scanning the room with calculating eyes. I'm Rose, Anna's aunt. The name sent a chill through Anna, who was seated on the couch. She hadn't seen Auntie Rose in years. Mrs. Nwosu set the laundry aside and greeted her politely. Rose, it's been a long time. What brings you here? I'm here for Anna, Auntie Rose said, smiling stiffly. I've come to take her back. The room went silent. The boys exchanged confused glances, and Anna's heart sank. Over tea, Auntie Rose explained herself. Anna is my niece, my blood. She belongs with me, not in a house full of strangers. Mrs. Nwosu kept her voice calm but firm. Anna has been with us for months now. She's settled in, and we love having her here. Why come for her now? Auntie Rose waved her hand dismissively. I was busy handling family matters abroad. But now that I'm back, I can provide Anna with a better life, a proper education, new clothes, even opportunities to travel. Anna listened quietly, her emotions swirling. The promises sounded tempting, but something about Auntie Rose's tone felt off. That evening, Anna sat alone in her room, staring at the ceiling. The words better life echoed in her mind. A part of her longed for the comfort of her mother's family, but another part felt uneasy. Michael knocked on her door and stepped inside. Hey, you okay? I don't know what to do, Anna admitted. She's my family, but the Nwosus are my family too. What if I make the wrong choice? Michael sat beside her. Family isn't just about blood. It's about the people who care for you, who are there for you. You don't have to rush your decision. Just think about what's best for you. Anna nodded, her heart heavy. She thought about how distant Auntie Rose had been after her parents' death, but she also couldn't ignore the bond of family. The next day, Auntie Rose brought gifts, a fancy dress, expensive shoes, and a shiny bracelet. See, Anna, she said, holding up the bracelet. With me, you'll have everything you've ever wanted. Anna hesitated, unsure of what to say. She glanced at Mrs. Nwosu, who was watching silently, her expression calm but sad. The boys, standing in the hallway, looked at Anna with a mixture of worry and hope. They didn't want her to leave, but they didn't know how to say it. Anna was torn. Auntie Rose's promises of a better life tempted her, but the warmth and love she had found with the Nwosus made her question what she truly wanted. As Auntie Rose left that evening, promising to return for an answer, Anna sat in her room, grappling with the biggest decision of her life. Auntie Rose returned a week later, her polished demeanor as sharp as ever. This time she insisted on having a private conversation with Anna. They sat in the living room, while the rest of the family lingered nearby, their ears straining to catch snippets of the discussion. Anna, my dear, Auntie Rose began, leaning in with a soft smile. "I've been thinking about your future. With me, you'll have endless opportunities. You deserve the best, and I can provide that." Anna nodded politely but couldn't shake the nagging feeling that something wasn't right. Auntie Rose's sudden interest in her life didn't add up. Later that evening, while everyone was asleep, Anna decided to check the papers Auntie Rose had left on the dining table. Among them was a document outlining potential benefits Auntie Rose could receive for being Anna's guardian, including financial aid and other incentives. Her heart sank. It wasn't about love or family, it was about money. The next morning, Anna confided in Mrs. Norsu, showing her the papers. Mrs. Norsu sighed deeply, her suspicions confirmed. "Anna, I'm sorry you had to discover this," she said gently. "But this decision is still yours. Do what feels right for you." When Auntie Rose returned later that day, Anna was ready. She handed the papers back to her aunt. "I know why you really want me," Anna said, her voice steady. "It's not because you care. It's about the money." Auntie Rose's face turned red. "That's not true. It's okay," Anna interrupted. "I've already made my decision. I'm staying with the Nwosus. They've given me the love and care I need. I'm happy here." Auntie Rose fumed, but didn't argue further. She left in a huff, slamming the door behind her. Time passed quickly, and Anna soon received her admission letter to a prestigious university in another state. The news was bittersweet. While everyone was proud of her, it meant she would have to leave the Nwosu family. Michael and Emma had also gained admission to a different university in another city. The house buzzed with excitement as they prepared for this new chapter in their lives. "I'll miss you guys so much," Anna said during their last family dinner before her departure. Ryan tried to lighten the mood. "Don't get too emotional, Anna. You're just a phone call away." Even Daniel, usually stoic, gave her a warm hug. "You'll do great out there." Anna's new university was in a town where her uncle, Mr. Peter, lived. Though she was nervous about living with someone she barely knew, she promised herself to make the best of it. The day of her departure arrived, and the goodbye was harder than she had anticipated. Mrs. Norsu hugged her tightly. "Remember, Anna, this will always be your home," she said, her voice breaking slightly. Anna wiped away her tears. "Thank you for everything. I'll make you proud." Michael, standing nearby, looked at her with a mix of emotions. "Stay safe, Anna, and don't forget us." "I could never forget you all," she said, smiling through her tears. As the car pulled away, Anna watched the Nwosu family fade into the distance. She felt a pang of sadness but also a sense of determination. This was the start of a new chapter, and she was ready to face it. Years had passed since Anna left the Nwosu family and moved to her uncle's house. University life had been challenging, but she had worked hard and now held a degree in business administration. She had grown into a confident young woman, not the same shy girl who had once been torn between family and blood. She had built a life for herself, always remembering the love and care the Nwosus had given her. One day, while walking through the city after work, Anna ran into someone she hadn't expected to see. Michael. "Anna?" he called, a surprised smile spreading across his face. "Michael," Anna exclaimed, her face lighting up. "I can't believe it's you." They embraced warmly, both of them feeling the familiarity of old times. "I'm so happy to see you," Michael said. "How have you been?" "I'm good. Finished university and working now," Anna replied. "What about you? Still with Emma?" Michael's smile faded a little. "Actually, Emma and I broke up a while ago. We had too many issues. It wasn't working out, so we decided to go our separate ways." Anna was surprised. She had never expected them to part ways. "I'm sorry to hear that," she said sincerely. "Don't be," Michael replied with a grin. "It was for the best. I'm in a better place now." As they caught up, they realized they had both landed jobs at the same company, an international firm with a branch in their city. It seemed like fate had brought them back together. They agreed to meet after work the next day and talk more. Over the following months, Anna and Michael worked closely together. Their professional bond quickly turned into a personal one. They enjoyed each other's company, and their conversations flowed easily. Michael was supportive, and Anna appreciated his kindness and humor. One evening after a long workday, they went for a walk in the park. The sun was setting, and the air was cool. Michael stopped and turned to Anna. "You know, I've always admired you," he said softly. "Not just for your beauty, but for your strength. You've been through a lot, and you've turned out amazing." Anna felt her heart flutter. "Thank you, Michael. I've had a lot of support too. You've always been there for me, in your own way." Michael smiled, taking her hand in his. "I've been thinking about this for a while, Anna. I want to be with you. I know we've had our own paths to walk, but now, I think it's time we walk together." Anna's heart skipped a beat. She looked into his eyes, seeing the sincerity in his expression. She had never imagined that her bond with Michael would grow into something more, but it felt right. "I feel the same way. Have for a long time, actually," Anna whispered shyly. They kissed, and at that moment, everything felt perfect. As time went on, their relationship blossomed. They spent weekends together, exploring the city, having dinner, and sharing dreams of the future. The connection they had built in their youth had only grown stronger, and now it was evolving into something even more beautiful. One evening, during a family gathering at the Nwosu house, the warmth and love they received made her heart swell. Mrs. Nwosu hugged her tightly. "I'm so happy for you, Anna," she said, her eyes sparkling with pride. "You've always been like a daughter to me. Now it seems like you've found someone special." Anna smiled, glancing at Michael, who was talking to Daniel in the living room. Daniel had recently gotten married, and his wife was also there, adding to the joyful atmosphere. "Thank you, Mrs. Nwosu," Anna replied. "I'm lucky to have found someone like him." The evening was filled with laughter and warmth, and Anna felt truly at home. She looked around at the people who had become her family, Mrs. Nwosu, the boys. As the night drew to a close, Michael took Anna's hand. "I've been thinking about something," he said. "Would you consider spending the rest of your life with me? Maybe even marry me someday?" Anna's heart raced with joy. "I would love that," she replied, her voice full of emotion. Together they had grown into something truly beautiful, a love that had started as friendship and had blossomed into a bond stronger than anything Anna had ever known. As they sat together, watching the sunset from the porch of the Nwosu home, Anna realized that family wasn't just about blood. It was about the people who loved you, who were there through thick and thin, and who made you feel like you truly belonged. And now Anna had both, true love and a family that would always be there for her.